What's going on, Paul here? Welcome back to another Cardano video. Today I'm sitting down with Damon from the Charli3 project, which was the first project on the Cardstarter launchpad. So we'll go through what they're doing and kind of how they found the process of going through Cardstarter. So Damon, very welcome. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Paul. I know we've been talking for a while, so it's finally good to get this out to the public and answer some of these questions.
Yeah, great to get it put together. Lots of projects that I talk to seems to be in contact with you guys as well. So we'll get to that throughout this as well. But for anyone who hasn't heard of Charli3, can you give the elevator pitch? What is Charli3?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're a decentralized Oracle. We're building specifically for Cardano. And the quick and easy description of what an Oracle is that we're taking data from off-chain and putting it on-chain to integrate with different projects. So things like your DEXs that you use for swapping and doing all your trades, right? They need accurate price feeds that come in from other sources. And so we'll facilitate those price feeds or any other type of data that we need, like weather or sports, and sift through it properly for whatever the project's needs are and deliver them that data in a secure and trusted manner. So then the ecosystem works better. So basically, oracles are a very needed aspect of any kind of blockchain space. I mean, that's what Chainlink is, the other main kind of oracle in crypto, and they connect like everything Ethereum based and other chains as well. So we're aiming to do the same thing for Cardano.
Great. And one other name, you mentioned Chainlink there, as I suppose it's the most widely known oracle that's out there at the minute, but it's not on Cardano. Ergo is another one that I hear on Cardano, and I hear people say, oh, why do we need more than one? But to me, I think you see how many DEXs is out there now. I've lost count. Yeah. There's definitely more than 10 DEXs building for Cardano. So it's always good to see multiple projects in the same field. Do you want to touch on that as well?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, Ergo's been developing for a little bit longer than we have. Obviously, I think they started last September, and they're integrated with the foundation, but they're also doing different things, right? Just because we have the same idea of a project of oracles, right? We have different approaches to solve the same problem. And just like you said, that there's a zillion different DEXs out there, right? They're all operating in slightly different ways, and I think it's good to fill in those gaps and have those unique features in the same space, right? Because then it's more well-rounded and everything works more properly, and there's a little bit for everybody. And it's the same thing with the oracles, right? Just because Chainlink is the biggest name does not mean there's not other oracles. I think there's at least 6 or 7 that I know of just on Ethereum, right? And that's not even talking about other chains. So each project can supply data in a different way for their individual needs, right? So we aim to do that for any project, and I think if there's other people filling in the gaps, and that just adds to a more trusted data network throughout the chain. So yeah, no problems. Like, who cares?
Yeah, I think, look, I think 10 plus of the same product it's too much. We will see over time there will be certain ones will become the dominant ones, but definitely having more than one project or company offering the same service is good, because it drives everyone to put a better product out there. And also in the case of you guys, it means the projects can verify the data as well if they're looking at both sources to see that they are getting the accurate data as well.
Yeah.
So on that sorry, go on.
No, yeah, absolutely. You're totally right. The competition does drive us to make sure that we have the best product that we can going forward, and that we are, pushing ourselves to provide everything that's possible. I don't think it's good to just be able to sit back and think, oh, we're the only ones, we're set, we're good to go. No, that's not going to drive innovation, and that doesn't, I guess, align with the idea of crypto, and especially with Cardano. So yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah. And just on the partnerships as well. So being an Oracle, you guys are in contact with lots of other projects. Do you want to talk around that? You get more of an insight, I suppose, than most of us get into other projects that aren't in the public light yet.
Yeah, probably. I definitely I feel that way now. The more and more people we talk to, and just realizing that the other projects don't obviously need to connect. You know, they're more standalone things. You know, you build a wallet, yeah, you might connect with a couple other projects to, like different dexes and stuff to come in and supply uh, whatever you need. But yeah, we're gonna be connected to as many people as possible. Like I have meetings every day with different projects, and it's really nice to kind of understand the needs of what the chain is. You know, or different projects on the chain actually want. So having that insight, I think, is really beneficial to us because we can start building our processes around what we feel the flow of projects are wanting, right, and what's being built. So then that way we can purpose build ourselves for the future, get ahead of any kind of problems in our test phasing, like when we're getting onto the next phase of Alonzo here. That we've been talking with the foundation about, and I think it's just easier for us to build the best product possible if we have that kind of connection. And I think that all ties into the Cardano ethos as well as having these everybody connected in a way that we can communicate the best as possible and help each other out and have this supportive ideal. And that's what we aim to do. You know, everything from our community outreach to our actual product is we want to connect as many projects as possible. And the better we do that, the better the ecosystem works because there is this consistent, trusted, accurate flow of data from project to project.
Yeah, I suppose, look, if you see any trends or that you can talk about publicly, maybe at some stage we can set something up along them lines as well, especially as the testnet goes and we go into mainnet, we'll start to see more and more out there. So maybe we can have a conversation around that at some stage, what trends you're seeing in the market and what's maybe missing as well.
Yeah, I think I'd say some things that are different right now as far as going towards Cardano that might not be in other places. Like it's kind of interesting for me to say, like NFTs, obviously huge, right, in the space right now. Every chain is doing tons of different NFTs, but it seems like the Cardano side of things is more difficult to code for these NFT creations. Now, I'm not a programmer. I don't know the back end of how difficult that is. But it's seeming that a lot of projects are integrating some sort of an NFT thing within their space. So we have to figure out how to, you know, get that kind of data, get those NFT codes to be able to transfer to different places, which is not something that really exists at the moment, you know. So maybe there'll be some kind of APIs that a certain NFT platform will set up that we can grab from and try and source that out to other people. Or maybe it'll all just be individual. I mean, these are things that are, you know, it's kind of Wild West right now for anybody building on Cardano. It's interesting to see, but you already touched on another one too. It's just dexes all over the place. And we'll connect however many we can with each other and with us and to real world data, and that'll be good. But I think another trend that I'm seeing that's coming through, and I think this is just from the nature of you know, the lower gas fees on Cardano and how it's supposed to be set up with you know, more real world assets, is a lot of synthetics projects are coming through to actually trade in stocks within the blockchain. So we're having to try and adapt for that as well and grab those even further off-chain external type of APIs to supply to our other projects and partners that way.
Yeah, and that, just the last point there, that is something I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out. And we haven't seen that much across crypto yet, but as time goes on, I think we're going to see more and more of that, and potentially a really good sector for Cardano to be getting into as well, with everything seems to line up along the timeline as well with smart contracts. Right now, you guys are an ERC20 token, so you are on the Ethereum chain. You launched through Cardstarter. When are you coming over to Cardano? When can we expect you to be a native asset?
Now, please, let's do it. Yeah, we did launch as ERC20, and that was mostly just for recognition purposes. I think the shift now, as far as you know, gaining VCs and getting other kinds of financial attention, is actually for projects that are launching with a CNT, a Cardano native token. But when we started, it wasn't quite there yet. People were saying, "Oh, well, why are you even bothering with Cardano? Like, especially now, you know, like what's the point?" And so we did that, and we went through Cardstarter. That's another reason, we're ERC20. And basically, as soon as it's possible to switch over, we have to, right? Just kind of alluding to what I've talked about before, is that we're going to connect all these different projects together, right? If we don't function, the chain doesn't really function, right? Because things like, I'll just talk about one of our partners, Giro Wallet, right? Who's also another Cardstarter thing. If they don't have data for their wallet, right, and their DEX and their fiat on and off ramps that they're all building, right? If they don't have accurate price feeds for that coming through us, their systems don't function, right? And it's the same with a lot of other projects that we're connecting to, and then those the information from those projects will also cross to each other, right? So yeah, we have to be ready day one, whenever that is, and we'll be sourcing out the best solution for bridging everything over and becoming the rest of our liquidity becoming CNT native tokens, so it works with the ecosystem flawlessly.
Yeah, and hopefully that date, I suppose, for everyone ends up being as early in September as possible. From everything we're seeing, it still looks to be on time at this stage, but we'll see how the next 2 months go. I expect lots of exciting announcements to come in that time frame as well. So
Yeah.
we mentioned Cardstarter there, and how did you guys get involved with Cardstarter, or how did you find the process of Cardstarter?
So getting involved with Cardstarter, as I'm sure a lot of the community knows, is that the current team that's on it right now was not the original team. So we were, the three of us, myself, Robert, and Jonas, were all working kind of on the back end of the project, doing different things. I was doing some market research. I know Rob was advising in some way, and Jonas was helping out with the initial stages of our coding talks, just conversations. And then the team switched, and they asked us to take over because we were the most familiar with the project. They left for various personal reasons. And so working with Cardstarter from there was really obviously extremely helpful, as we were in one of their incubator projects, right? So Giro is another one of those as well. And without them, we wouldn't have had the funding, the seed raise, sorry. We wouldn't have had our initial marketing website, white paper. Like, they help with so many different things right off the bat to help you get up to speed. And especially in our case of having to take on the project that, from a different team, we definitely needed that help, and they were with us, and we still talk to them. We still have a group message that we go back and forth. We share information on different things, and they're still intertwined with our systems and doing things. So like, we just had an AMA with them last week, and I'm sure we'll continue to do different things like that as well going forwards with them. I mean, it's just a good relationship, I think, and I like anybody that's coming through that system, because we basically will, through the nature of our partnership, partner with every other project that they launch as their preferred Oracle solution, because we're already integrated within that whole system. And there's a reason why they chose an Oracle as their first IDO, is because they want something, again, following that same ethos of connection and support, to connect their entire Cardstarter IDO platform ecosystem, all the projects that launch. So we're right there, and I think it's a great partnership from now until however long it goes.
Yeah, that's great to hear that it's not just that they don't just help you with the raise. We see lots of platforms across cryptocurrency that help you do your fundraising, they help you with your KYC and your funding, and then you're out the door, and then you're on your own. But it's great that they stay involved with the project, and that they're there on an ongoing basis for support as well. And it's supposed to link up different projects that come through the platform can all get linked up together and get a support network there.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I mean, I'll hop into different people's chats all the time, get that like one-on-one with the community, because I don't see that even beforehand when I was just trading and stuff on my own. I never really saw the heads of projects in the chat or doing community outreach. Even on Twitter, there's no individual comments and outreach to people. And I aim to do that. And I aim to do that in all of our partners' chats and stuff too, because I want to be different, and I want to follow that ideal of the chain that we're building on. And the guy that everybody, you know, has believed in, Charles Hoskinson. And that's just my want, and that's what I want to do within this space. Even though we're a tech-based company, like purely tech, we don't have a user, you know, not user friendly, a use case outside of, like, in the real world. Like, we're not building a wallet or a DEX or something that people will use every day. We're on in the back end of the coding and stuff. So I want to be able to have that face going forwards, to the community and the public, so people know who we are and know that it is a supportive network, and it follows that same, you know, narrative that we have of connection and support within the ecosystem on all fronts. I want it to be in every aspect, not just in code.
Suppose your product is on a high level, it's business to business or project to project type of a use case, rather than for the likes of me coming in and using it directly, but I indirectly use it when I use DEXs or when I use other applications out there as well. So 2 points just there on the team change, just the timeline of that. That happened pre the raise and pre everything like that, just
Pre
for
everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know there was some questions around that on people who were doing research and found the old team and the new team and things didn't line up. So basically that was all pre the launch on Cardstarter and everything like that.
Yeah, it was pre everything. We got brought on when it was still basically in initial concept idea. There was no code written. There was hardly any marketing stuff done. A website had just been built, and we're redoing our website as well, so that'll come out soon.
Great.
Yeah, and so yeah, everything that you've seen and everything to come has all been from our current team, and yeah, there's no reason that, you know, again, the other guys left mid through and we were just trying to pick up the pieces or something. No, it was all built by us to begin with. So
okay, and just on the development as well, where are you guys now, or what can we expect to see fairly soon?
for sure, we had some potentially exciting news coming out today that we are testing our first prototype. Just again, how they're testing it, I'm not sure. This is just the updates I've gotten from the devs. So we're testing our first prototypes today on what they've built, and that's really big news, because Haskell code is difficult to work in right now. And also on the other side of things, I just got word from the Cardano Foundation that all of our devs right now, even though they've already gone through the Plutus Pioneers lectures on their own and learned the code, they're also getting into the second round of the Plutus program too. So like we'll have our entire dev team that'll be Plutus Pioneers, I guess graduates or recipients, however they classify it, after this class goes through. So that's super exciting, because it's hard to get people that understand that code to begin with, and its use on Cardano, right, to really integrate with the system. And we're starting to integrate with other projects that are a little bit more intertwined with the system already with Cardano. So we've been talking with Blockfrost, and they've been doing things with them, providing on-chain APIs for a while, like testing with the system since Shelly. And so that's really exciting. I think we can get a really good in on that front. And yeah, we've now got our full dev team for the moment that is going full force. And finally, we don't have to hire any more people at the moment, and that's really great. And I'm just really excited for the daily progress that they're doing. I see the updates every day, and it's pretty solid.
Okay, that's great to hear that you are at that stage now. I suppose Haskell developers are becoming harder and harder to find right now. I see lots of projects looking out there to try and find them and get them. And the fact that you have them and they're part of the Plutus Pioneers program, it's probably good timing in that, as well, as you guys are actively developing. So over the next few weeks, they will be involved in Plutus Pioneers, so they'll have lots of support there when you guys are trying to get your product ready for launch as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And like the team, we brought on a team of devs a little bit ago, and they are Haskell professionals already. But as far as doing it with Plutus and doing it on blockchain, it's a different story. So they're getting up to speed. But because they already have that base, it's turning over so much faster. They've ripped through the entire program in, I think it was a week and a half. You know, so it was very quick for them. and that's pretty exciting. And I think that's why they're coming up with what they're coming up with so quickly. So yeah, it's a pretty good system that way at the moment.
Okay, sorry about that. My camera just died on me there, so I had to switch over. So I wanted to pick up on one other point, and that was on the building a community. I think a lot of projects miss out on this, or a lot of people in cryptocurrency generally miss out on this, that I think building a community around your project is vital for the long-term success. Like we see this with Cardano, we see how passionate the community is and how they stick around for the project. They always support the project. And look, cryptocurrency is very volatile. Prices go up and down all the time, and it can be a scary place sometimes. So if you have your community that actually believes in the project, they will stick around long term, and that really will help with the success of the project. You are actively building your community as well. So I suppose that and any other advice you'd have for projects that are out there building, whether they're going through Cardstarter or on their own, anything you can share with them to help?
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to agree with the building the community thing again. I think that's following that ethos of Cardano, and the reason why the hype is so big for the chain and everything, and smart contracts getting live. It's a huge deal to have support in these areas, and to trust whatever projects you're going for. I mean, I say that in our chats and some of our partners chats at the same time. If somebody's coming in and they're not so sure, I mean, we're not going to always just try and make you stay. I mean, I think forceful activity in any manner is not good for the space. My advice for a retail person is make sure you latch yourself onto something that you trust, and stick with that, because if you can have less emotions when you're trading, everything's just going to work out for the better, for everybody around and yourself, right? So yeah, just stick to things that you trust within the space for sure. And if that's not us, that's okay. We just want to make sure that everyone feels supported and safe within their area. So that's my advice for a regular person. But as far as for projects building, on the same note as people potentially not trusting your project, try and cut out that noise. Not every project is going to be for everybody, right? And don't let it distract you from your goals and what you're building, right? Build the best product you can, put as much effort into it that you possibly can. And you might, sorry about my cough, you might have some road bumps along the way. But as long as you just persevere and push through it, that's fine. I mean, we've had our share of problems as well. And it's only been like two months, that we've been launched for, and I'm sure we'll have more problems coming up. But the best thing to show the community to get rid of those potential issues is just showing them the product that you're making. Show them that you are, real and caring about your community and your project by doing this outreach. And again, the actual physical product is the best thing. So if you just keep your head down and keep working to have something to show everyone, then that's all you need. And that's my best piece of advice for the projects coming up, is that way. And as far as launch pads go, right, I think there's 3 at the moment. Cardstarter, which is who we went through, which we enjoy. Ocam-Fi, which I think you have another potential interview thing coming up with right away here, Paul. And VentUp as well is another one. I'm not so familiar with theirs, but there's 3 already. I'm sure there might be more. And no matter how you launch, just make sure that it's the best choice for your project. Do your research. I guess even as a project basis, you still got to do your research and make sure that you're making the best choices for your business as possible, and that you'll have success through that way, right? Don't try and skimp on anything, and don't get pressured into anything. Same thing with the retail person is the same thing with projects, right? We're all still people. And I think having that support and that ease of mind and the lesser amount of emotions to keep it as little volatility as possible is better for everybody's health and stress levels.
Yeah, exactly. Look, it comes down to build a community, show the community support in terms of give them ongoing updates, let them know what's happening within the project, even if it's not always good, even if you're falling short sometimes. I think a lot of people are more forgiving, and it builds a solid community if you're transparent with them and say, look, we are here, we need to go here. Look, Cardano, people in Cardano are used to things being pushed out slightly longer than they were initially meant to launch. So I think projects that are transparent are going to do very well.
Yeah.
So is there anything else you want to add from the Charli3 side, and we'll wrap it up then?
From the Charli3 side, no, but just another message for me, just on something you said, is transparency, right? Transparency and trust. Cardano takes longer to build on things because of their model, and they want trusted everything going forwards, right? It's why they do this peer-reviewed research and everything, and that's why I got into it with my academic background, you know. And I think that that's the best way, again, going forward, is to have something you trust, something you feel good about and good with, and you feel supported in any manner. And that's it. And from the Charli3 side, we have some great announcements coming out soon, some great real world use case things that aren't really Oracle focused, but they are fitting with the ethos of Cardano, with projects like World Mobile and Immunify coming through. We're just in talks with that, but it's really great, I think, what we're coming up with. So please stay tuned, join us in our Telegram chat. That's where we can get all the updates, and of course keep listening to Paul, because we will keep talking about things in the future.
That's great. Thanks very much. I really appreciate your time today, and getting an insight into Charli3 helps me in my own decision making as well. And I hope it has helped people out there. If you've got some value from this, please do share it out there. Give the video a like. Leave a comment down below if you have other questions, and we can follow up on them at a later date, or I will answer in the comments for if I know the answer to some of them as well. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you aren't. Hit the notification bell, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.
See you guys.